because now all of the corrections, I was like, who the is dude? Why is everybody always asking about him? Why is his name always being mentioned in phone calls? You know what I'm saying? Like people gonna be talking about you. You know what I'm saying? You go out, let's just say you're going like to healthcare or something like that, or to the child or something like that. You ain't never seen this man before in your life, but he gonna say, "Yo, hey, Big Mike, what you on? You good, bro? What house you in?" Shit like that. Like I don't even know this dude. That's how you know he fanned the out.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, also, man, when it comes to prison, there's been a scene or a situation that's gone on a lot of the Chicago and New York drill pages where you've seen prison footage being released. Now, your footage has been released, or some alleged footage of you in several altercations or after altercations. I never saw you throwing a punch, so I'm not going to put you in that. But what do you think about that trend of people's jail footage being released now, man?
I don't know what they doing. I don't know what I don't know what type of shit they got going on, nothing like that, man. Somebody releasing them. I mean, the shit public records anyway, so it ain't like, I mean, they doing something wrong, but if it's being leaked like a CO doing it or something like that, then yes, it's bogus. But it's all public records anyway. But it's like, it's videos up there, they showing all the videos like what we was doing in the county and stuff like that. And that's all the stuff that was going on in the county. So now, instead of you hearing it from my mouth or somebody else's mouth about what was going on, who was fighting, who was doing this, who was doing that, you can see it with the videos yourself. More and more keep coming out, and it's going to be some more that's going to come out too.
Yeah, there's been several videos that have leaked, and last year they were causing up a stir, man. A lot of people were talking about the different fights between different crews, the different situations, people moving cells and whatnot. And one big clip that came out was allegedly involving you. I'm not sure if it was you or not. I wasn't there. But a situation where King Von was actually putting hands and feet on some guy by the name of 051 Freaky, man. What about that situation do you believe is true, or is any of this just made up? Go ahead, kick what you can.
I ain't made up. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Nigga here, one idea, people's on his arm. It got to the point where, you know what I'm saying, we had a court date that day. It just so happened he had a court date that day. And Vaughn came in the bullpen. He was like, man, you know this nigga got bro on his arm and shit. I was like, nah, I ain't know that. He went over there, I let him and shit. He came back to me. I'm a professional cuff popper, so you know what I'm saying? I could get out them cuffs easy. It's easy, you know what I'm saying? So I got him out the cuffs. Shit, he did his thing. That's true, you know what I'm saying? That's me and bro on there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We end up going to say it for that shit and shit like that.
Now you just referred to yourself as a professional cuff popper, man, right? Pause. But when you're getting out of the cuff, like, how is that even possible? You know, most people, their mind can't fathom that somebody could actually slip some cuffs like the way that we saw King Von slip them cuffs. Was that due to you helping him, or what's the logistics here?
Basically, when you in jail, you know how to do everything. Anything as I'm talking about anything, I can set a fire without using the damn life. It's like you learn all type in prison, bro. Like easy shit, simple shit that we wouldn't think of on this outside world. Because we ain't thinking like that. We focus on fire that life. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ever think we'd be able to get out no cuffs. Who would think we'd be able to get out some cuffs? But then you start learning this shit. You start learning about the cuffs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this got a spring on it. So if I stick something in there and I can play with the spring, then I can get the cuffs off my arm.
That's great.
If the cuffs ain't tight enough around my wrist and my hand is like I can put some water around my wrist and on my hand to wet it up and like slip the cuffs off of my hand, then I'll do that too.
That's crazy. Because
it's easy, man.
And without any causing any major, injury to your wrist or your hand at all?
Yeah, dude. We used to play crazy with them all the time. Like, we would play crazy with the COs. Like, man, you putting these cuffs tight seal on my wrist, man.
All right, Big Mike. So there were several different situations that you yourself had also allegedly been involved in prison, man. And with all this jail footage going on around here, we saw a video of King Von allegedly beating up a guy by the name of 051 Freaky, and he had slipped the cuffs with your help, some say, right? Could you break down that situation and how that came to be?
Right. So it was a mother who he had one of our homies that had passed away on his arm, and you know what I'm saying. Vaughn came up and out. We had caught with the nigga the same day. Shit, we ain't know we had caught with him though, but we get in there. I'm already in there already. I press my back up against the wall. Vaughn comes in. He tells me like, man, you know this nigga got fuck bro on his arm and shit. I'm like, nah, I ain't know that. So he walk over there. You know what I'm saying? The nigga Freaky, he say something to him and shit. And he come back to me. He tried to get the cuffs off by himself at first. Then he come back to me like, man, get these cuffs up off. So I did my little 1-2 on it. You know, I'm a professional cuff popper. I did my little 1-2 on it and shit. Got him out. And see, he went crazy after that. The nigga was trying to run around the bullpen, trying to hide, trying to duck behind people and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he got his ass whooped at us. Yeah.
Now, that's funny that you refer to yourself as a professional cuff popper. Now, what does that entail? What makes you consider yourself a professional cuff popper?
Because it's like getting out the cuffs is like super easy. It's like once I learn, you know, in prison you learn stuff. You learn how to do any thing, set a fire without a lighter, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned how to play with the spring inside the cuffs. So basically, if I figured out if I could play with that spring, you get that spring to move even just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I could easily just start getting the cuffs to start coming off a little easy. Or if I ain't doing the cuff popping, if the cuffs is loose enough, you know, you can wet the cuffs and your hand, and you can slip your hand up out of there. It's enough room. You just slip it right up out of there. It's gonna come right out. It's gonna slip out. It's your hand wet. You know what I'm saying? And they try and shit to where it's getting caught on your skin and then it's just gonna slip right on.
Wow. And it's amazing to see that you're able to do that without even causing any injury to your hand. You know what I mean?
No injury at all. Some people might cause some injury to that shit, but if you can squeeze it and pull the cuff at the same time, like squeeze your hand in and pull the cuff off at the same time, it's like you decent. I'd have seen some people like they just scratch their hand up and stuff trying to get the cuff off and stuff like that. But for the most part, shit's easy, bro.
And I guess, what do they say? What's the phrase about the idle hands being the devil's playground or whatever?
Oh yeah, myself.
And I'm surprised a lot of cats in prison are so ingenuitive. You know what I mean? They can actually come up with these different things to do, like making fire out of nowhere, slipping cuffs, making all sorts of different shanks and things like that. And I'm not saying you made any of that, but it's wild, man, that how creative sometimes the human mind can be. You know what I mean? Now,
they ain't got no choice but to think in prison. You ain't got nothing else to do.